Rich, Julie, Anne Marie, Gary, and we really enjoy these video newsletters. It gives us opportunity to reflect on what God has been doing through the ministry in our own lives and be able to share some of the highlights. We just came back from Brazil, honey. You might just mention something about the people and the thrill of just seeing the ministry there.
Right. It was just fabulous. We had the opportunity actually to visit 3 different states. 2 were kind of definitely new for us, and it was just exciting to see the response of the people, the leaders that came just to be there. It was just so encouraging. And then the main reason was a marriage retreat, that conference that they were doing at University of the Family, which is the umbrella organization for growing families. And that was a Friday and a Saturday and a Sunday morning, so it was packed full, and Mr. E was the primary speaker for that. And
exhausted.
Yes, and Janarsh did amazingly well, because he's the one that has to translate everything. But it was just to see the receptiveness of the couples. It was just, and the testimonies, people would come up after a session and just share how what Gary had shared just really ministered to them, and just simple things that they thought, I had been misreading this from my husband for 30-some years, and so there was, healing that was taking place, forgiveness being sought. It was just an amazing time. It was just,
and we shared this amazing time for your encouragement,
right,
to understand how vibrant the ministry is in so many places in the world, Brazil, Indonesia, in Southeast Asia. And we're trying to get it completely duplicated here in the U.S., where we have everything, and maybe because we have so much, we don't have that great sense of urgency like some of these other countries. So it's still on fire. We're excited about it, but there's so many other things going on. Rich and Julie, you guys have a bunch of things.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I think we have been allowed to see glimpses of what God's doing all over the world, certainly, and even here in America. Just so many hungry families and testimonies of people of what God is doing and using GFI to do it, which is just so exciting. Julie Keating and I are continuing, and Anne Marie too, to do Mom Talk Thrive. We do that on the 4th Monday in the U.S. It ends up being Tuesday morning in Australia, New Zealand, Singapore. And our last one of the year is October 27th. It's at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. And that has been really neat. We're getting a group of moms that are coming back every week. It kind of has a small group feel, 20 moms-ish, kind of a big small group, but just really going deep on some heart issues, talking some parenting as well, but some deep heart issues. So if you know of anyone that could benefit from it, please send them to Mom Talk Thrive. It can be on the website. But as we think about discipling, the heart of growing families is discipling parents, and there are just so many ways. I think we have a visitor. There are so many ways that we can disciple people, and there's so many tools within GFI. So just wanted to make sure everyone is aware of that tool for moms.
She just wanted to be part of the show.
I know. She's part of the family.
She wanted to be part of the show. Yeah. Well, and something else as far as discipling, as you come across men, dads, that want to be encouraged. Randy Lowen has a great regular meeting of the Sharpening Place, a group of men that get together, encourage each other. We share a little bit on a topic, on how we're doing it in our homes to be an encouragement to the other dads. And then we take time to pray together. And it's about every other month on average. And if you are interested in either signing up for that, getting more information, or passing that resource along, reach out to Lori, reach out to myself. We'll get you Randy's contact information, and be glad to connect you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Something else that's been really exciting this year is we tried something new, and we did some family retreats. And think mini family camp. That's the best way to describe it. Yeah. Gary and Emery came to one of them with us, and it was really neat to see. We would invite 5 families to the North Carolina mountains. We would also have a co-host family, so Gary and Emery were that from one of ours that could help us. And it was just so neat to see these families and to be able to go really deep with them, really an intimate time with their kids and with them. And our whole goal was to breathe life into these families, to encourage them, obviously using the Growing Families principles, but focusing on the encouragement. And we got some amazing testimonies. So we did 5 retreats?
We
Four
did,
retreats.
yeah,
Four family
four family
retreats.
retreats and then the father son.
Yeah, so
And,
20 families.
and all of them were full at capacity. We had limited space, so we really couldn't blow this out as far as a mass advertisement to the whole GFI community or to the whole GFI leader community, because we only had 5 non-leader families that we could invite and 1 leader family we could invite because of space. So that is why some of you may not have heard of it or saw it, because we didn't really advertise it to the mass group. And some of it was just we wanted to test it to see how it worked.
We learned a lot.
Because we didn't know how it would work, how it would be received. And I just want to read something that was written in the guest book, and this was from one of the kids that attended. And this was the last day she wrote this. Well, it was as the retreat was finishing. She said, "The last weekend was super stressful. Although when I got up here, wow, it was like a huge burden was lifted off. Maybe it was the peace of the mountains. Maybe it was the fun games. Maybe it was the laughs. Who knows? The weekend was so fun, and I can't wait to come back. I loved all the meals, the games, the special conversations, the beautiful friendships, the nature, the time with God. I loved it all. Thank you so much, Big Toe hosts and co-hosts. Again, I loved it. God bless."
Yeah.
So,
Sweet 10-year-old girl.
10-year-old girl.
Which
How
is
about that?
exciting.
Yeah, super, super
So
special.
the kids were breathed life into as well, which was, of course, our goal.
Yeah, and it's an interesting paradigm shift, because we were so used in GFI, and it was appropriate at that time,
Yeah.
having these massive, broad conferences, family conferences, national conferences, leadership conferences, where we could touch a lot of people, but we couldn't go as deep. And what we're finding with the smaller camps that you guys were leading and establishing is the depth that you can go with a couple. We, in one sense, if you were to quantify it, it's like we were able to gain 3 years in one weekend with a couple, where it would take 3 years of family camps to get to the same point. So there's a value, it's a paradigm shift. We're working through that and trying to understand it, but we can see there's great value in something like this. Of course, we at Rich and Julie make it work. So that's
A lot of people contributed, though. That's what we're learning. I mean,
It's a team.
the first ones that we did, first Father Son retreat, I made the mistake of doing everything for it. And by the end of the weekend, I was in traction, upside down, hog-tied with my hands behind my back, because it was too much.
Yeah.
And we've learned, and we're learning, I don't know if we've learned, but we're learning how to delegate, how to involve more people. And if you factor in the Father-Son weekend, where we had 12 dads, 18 sons, we were able to impact 37 families this summer through the various retreats in small group settings. And not everyone wrote what this girl wrote in the guest book, but the feedback we got from the evaluations, which I think we've gotten about a 50% response rate on evaluations, has been phenomenal. Has been really phenomenal.
Yeah.
So we've got some things to refine. We've got to think about how we're going to do it going forward. And but it was really, really productive. Yeah. Just want to encourage you to and remind you that podcasts have been out for quite some time. We've had, I think, 22 episodes released. The last couple have been around, that have been released and will be released this week, are around discipline and discipleship and how to work that through. And it's a challenge. Those two things are hard to work through, because we want to disciple our children, but there's also a time to discipline them. So I think these podcasts will be great reminders for all of us as leaders, but also a great tool to pass along. And you're going to see a couple of podcasts coming out here in November and December on the holidays, specifically on the holidays. So we're excited for those, and we hope that, once again, it will equip you. I had a breakfast this morning with a man, and it was specifically not about parenting, but I asked one question, and the one question led to the relationship with his wife not being great. And I was able to spend the next half hour talking through someone that's never been to a class, the principle of couch time and weekly dating, and ways to do that, ways that he can lead through that, and send them episode 2 of the podcast during breakfast on couch time. And the message I got back was amazing via text today. So I just think as we do life, as we have people interact with us, there are issues, topics that come up, and there are resources now at our fingertips that we can send people that can equip them, that can encourage them, and that can breathe life into them. And I just want to remind you of that for yourselves, but also for your community, for the people that you're leading, and for people that you're just coming in contact with in your normal walk of life.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, it is a valuable resource that it doesn't have to be someone in your class, or you may not even be leading a class right now, but we all have contact with people that begin to ask questions, and you don't usually have the time to answer it in depth, but there are so many wonderful podcasts between that and the
Well, there's one really good one, the Life Planning Podcast. I mean,
that's what I meant.
episodes. You meant episodes. I was going to say.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad you mentioned the name of it. So, in case they didn't know.
Oh, that's true. It's called the Life Planning Podcast.
You caused me to say the name.
Good job.
That was purposeful.
You're very welcome.
That was so
All by
purposeful.
design.
You're so good.
You're
You're so good. Yeah.
Okay.
The subtle hints that you give. You do that so well.
All the time.
And then, yeah, you know that more than I do.
But I mean, I've even done that as well with just, I'll get a random email from a mom or
Right.
someone that's been in the class years ago. Now she's a grandma and looking for resources for her kids. So I just send them all of those
Right.
things.
And if you have suggestions for topic ideas, you can email podcast@growingfamilies.life. And if we see themes coming up of what people are asking for, we'll definitely put an emphasis on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why don't
you
you?
have a YouTube channel, right? I mean, that they
Yeah,
get
it's on the
all
Growing
those-
Families Life YouTube channel. It's on Spot, wherever you listen to podcasts as well.
Yeah, I would listen to it, and then if you hear something that might require viewing, go view it. That's probably a good thing to do. Yeah. You want to finish up the prayer weekend, and then we'll throw it to Gary and Emery.
Yes,
Close off.
yeah. So we all know the power of prayer, and we know that all of you are praying leaders, and we thank you so much for praying for the ministry, for praying for us, for wisdom. But there's also power in corporate prayer, group prayer. And so December 12th and 13th, some of the Ezzos, the Youngs, just a few other people who live locally are going to get together and have a prayer retreat specifically for GFI. And we would like you to spiritually join us that weekend. We're going to be sending out an email with kind of a prayer guide, just some prayer prompts maybe for the weekend. But Friday evening, December 12th, and then Saturday morning, December 13th, where you're going to be storming the gates of heaven, just asking the Lord for wisdom, for guidance, for the families that need to hear these principles. And we'd love for you to, again, join us in prayer.
Yeah. And then we'll let Gary and Emery tell us about the new baby they birthed.
Oh,
Because you did birth a new baby,
Yeah,
right?
I had, yeah.
This is, we saved the
This
best
is exciting,
for
the
last.
birth of a new baby.
We
So-
did, finally. Honey, show them the book. There it
This
is.
is it.
Pretty.
It's out.
The Gospel of Life.
Life.
It is available on the GFI website. We're very thrilled about it. We had some pre-release copies go out, and we wanted to get a sort of a feel for what's happening spiritually in someone's life who's going through it. And it's been very, very refreshing, very, very encouraging for us. And let me just tell you a story though. The book came as a result of a visit that I had with a couple of neighbors. One neighbor came over and I had 5 minutes. I knew that's it. Have you ever had a situation where you knew you had a limited amount of time, but you have to give them an hour's worth in 5 minutes and hope they get it? Well, basically that was the scenario. He asked me, my neighbor asked me the best question, the wonderful lead question. You're a man of faith. How do you explain all the different religions in the world, and don't they all lead to the same place? That was really the
5 minutes,
impetus, the motive that got me started to write the Gospel of Life. But as I was going through the Gospel of Life, I was realizing, well, what this message is about is really the life message. It's about bringing life back into the gospel. It's bringing life back into the church. It's really not just speaking life, it's understanding what is its true theological meaning. And so a big part of the Gospel of Life touches on that. I think it's very, very refreshing. But my neighbor didn't have this book, but I wished after 5 minutes that I had something I could put into his hand. So birth out of the Gospel of Life was the next book, which is going to print next week. It is called The Pursuit. And what The Pursuit is all about, it is the book, the clarity of the gospel, but it's the book that you give to that neighbor, to that family member, that person that is seeking. It could be the bank clerk. It could be the person in the grocery line. Whoever it is, this is the book that I wish I had when my neighbor asked me the question, because I needed something that covers the full spectrum of the confusion around the gospel, but what is the good news? What is the Christian message and the Christian message of life? And so The Pursuit will be following the Gospel of Life very soon. We're both very excited about it. Mm-hmm. And again, this one's ready and it'll be up on the GFI Growing Families That Life website. So it's good.
So exciting. I've read it through several times, underlined it. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we are thankful for every one of you watching this. We'll be praying for you at the prayer retreat weekend as well.
Mm-hmm. And if we don't have another one of these before the end of the year, it's hard to believe that 2025 is almost over, but we do wish you all just a blessed Thanksgiving and Christmas season. So we just thank you again for your prayers and your love for us and your commitment to the Lord. So
Amen.
Bless you all.
Amen.
Bye.